dear children, welcome back to the story Adventures in a Banyan Tree by Ruskin Bond. The boy was sitting in the banyan tree. Then he saw an exciting incident there, and it was an April afternoon. He thought of taking a bath in the pond as it was summer. Then he saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus and looking for a cooler place. At the same time, a mongoose, whom he had often seen there, too came there from the bushes, and it went straight to Cobra. They came face to face. Cobra knew that this grey mongoose was a 3 feet long, superb fighter who was clever and aggressive. But Cobra was skillful and experienced too. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light with the sacks which were full of venom. So both are said to be champions. And they started the Battle of Champions. The cobra raised 3 feet from the ground and spread his hood, and the mongoose bushed his tail. Then 2 spectators came there. One was a myna and the other a crow. They sat there among the cactus watching this battle. Through swift movements, the cobra tried really hard to beat the mongoose. But the mongoose was really cautious. And the mongoose used this chance to bite cobra on its back. Meanwhile, the myna and the crow tried to interfere in the fight. But the cobra attacked the crow and the crow died. After that, the myna went back to the cactus without interfering again. At last, the mongoose won the battle. Let's go through the textbook, page number 11, third paragraph. It was an April afternoon, and the warm breezes of approaching summer had sent everyone, including grandfather, indoors. I was feeling drowsy myself and was wondering if I should go to the pond behind the house for a swim when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus and making for some cooler part of the garden. At the same time, a mongoose, whom I had often seen, emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra.
What is in this paragraph? It was April afternoon, very hot, summer is approaching. So it is quite natural that all of us will go in search of a cooler place. Here a cobra came out of in search of cooler place, a mongoose came out and went to attack the cobra.
In a clearing beneath the tree, in bright sunshine, they came face to face. Cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a superb fighter, clever and aggressive. But the cobra was skillful and experienced fighter too. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the sacks behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly venom. It was to be a battle of champions.
Here we saw the weapons of both cobra and mongoose. Venom, swift movement, cleverness, everything. So anyone may win the battle.
Hissing defiance, his forked tongue darting in and out, the cobra raised 3 of his 6 feet off the ground and spread his broad spectacled hood. The mongoose bushed his tail. The long hair on his spine stood up. In the past, the very thickness of his hair had saved him from bites that would have been fatal to others.
Yes, the battleground is ready, the fighters are ready. At any time, the fight will start. Who will win? Let us wait and see.
Though the combatants were unaware of my presence in the banyan tree, they soon became aware of the arrival of two other spectators. One was a myna and the other a jungle crow. Not the wily urban crow. They had seen these preparations for battle and had settled on the cactus to watch the outcome. Had they been content only to watch, all would have been well with both of them.
There was only one spectator. That was our narrator. Then came two more spectators, one myna and a crow. This crow was not a clever crow like a crow from the city. Will they make any foolishness?
The cobra stood on the defensive, swaying slowly from side to side, trying to mesmerize the mongoose into marking a false move. But the mongoose knew the power of his opponent's glassy, unwinking eyes and refused to meet them. Instead, he fixed his gaze at a point just below the cobra's hood and opened the attack.
Yes, now the battle begins.
Moving forward quickly until he was just within the cobra's reach, he made a feint to one side. Immediately, the cobra struck. His great hood came down so swiftly that I thought nothing could save the mongoose. But the little fellow jumped neatly to one side and darted in as swiftly as the cobra, biting the snake on the back and darting away again out of reach.
Severe battle is going on. The narrator, Myna, and Crow, they are also in the scene.
The moment the cobra struck, the crow and the myna hurled themselves at him, only to collide heavily in mid-air. Shrieking at each other, they returned to the cactus plant. A few drops of blood glistened on the cobra's back. The cobra struck again and missed. Again the mongoose sprang aside, jumped in and bit. Again the birds dived at the snake, bumped into each other instead, and returned shrieking to the safety of the cactus.
In the battle, Mongoose got the upper hand. It was able to bite the cobra. The myna and the crow, they were not simply sitting watching the battle, but they were trying to interfere in the battle.
The third round followed the same course as the first, but with one dramatic difference. The crow and the myna, still determined to take part in the proceedings, dived at the cobra, but this time they missed each other as well as the mark. The myna flew on and reached its perch, but the crow tried to pull up in midair and turned back. In the second that it took him to do this, the cobra whipped his head back and struck with great force, his snout thudding against the crow's body.
Now something dramatic happened. An unnecessary death. Death of the crow.
I saw the bird flung nearly 20 feet across the garden, where, after fluttering about for a while, it lay still. The myna remained on the cactus plant, very wisely refrained from interfering again.
The death of the crow really frightened the myna. It went back to the cactus and sat there very calmly.
The cobra was weakening, and the mongoose, walking fearlessly up to it, raised himself on his short legs and with lightning snap had the big snake by the snout. The cobra righted and lashed about in a frightening manner and even coiled itself about the mongoose, but all to no avail. The little fellow hung grimly on until the snake had ceased to struggle. He then smelt along its quivering length and, gripping it round the hood, dragged it into the bushes. The myna dropped cautiously to the ground, hopped about, peered into the bushes from a safe distance, and then, with a shrill cry of congratulation, flew away.
Who won the battle? The mongoose. Here, it killed the cobra. The myna made some sound congratulating the mongoose and flew away.
Hope you enjoyed this video. We shall meet in the next class. Until then, bye bye.